What's up, Project Golfers? Welcome back to another Project Golf video. Matthew Ryan here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a multi-use golf training aid made out of a piece of wood and 2 alignment sticks, and that costs under $7. Check it out. I had this idea last night when I was watching YouTube videos on some training aids, and I think today I'm going to build it and see if it's exactly what I thought it would be. First, I need this 2x4. I think this is probably going to be long enough. We'll see. If not, I got plenty. This is just the shortest one. If you don't have a 2x4, you can go to Home Depot. They sell this stuff. So yeah, I got this board, and like I said, if you don't have this board, you go Home Depot, Lowe's. They even sell, I think Home Depot even sells this as a certain length. You don't have to buy a whole 8-foot board. You're also going to need some alignment sticks. I got 2. I wish I had 3. I bought these at Walmart. I think you can get them at Home Depot too. They're really cheap. I think it was like under $5 just for that. I think the 2x4, if you buy from Home Depot, is going to be under $5. So you're probably all going to be in $5. I'll double check that. So we do have to cut it down, maybe even clean it up a bit, but we do have to cut it down to a certain length, and how we're going to find that length is going to be kind of particular to you. We have to measure our width of our stance when hitting like a 7-iron. So I'm always told that you should try to hit a 7-iron with your inside of your heels, probably around your hip area. So in line with your hip. So my stance is about like that. And so I'm just going to measure from the inside of my foot to the inside of my foot. And I'm going to say around 18 inches. So that's what I'm going to cut it to. I'm going to now measure this, cleanest side up, I think. And then I'm going to mark it at 18 inches so I can give it a cut. Here's 18 inches. Good old carpenter's pencil. Again, this doesn't have to be exact, but that's why I needed a smaller board because it's like around 18. As you can see, my garage is still in shambles after putting together the ultimate garage training facility for golf, or the Project Golf Garage. Just need this saw and a battery for it. There we go. Oh, where's my speed square too? I need that. Where are you? Felt like I just, oh, here it is. Okay. Let's cut this piece of wood. All right, so I'm just gonna cut this where I marked it, which was right there. I'm just gonna use my speed square. Not trying to be like super precise, but I'm trying to be a little precise. After cutting it, let's see how this feels. Oh yeah, it feels pretty good actually. Might be a little bit wide, but we'll see how this works. On to the next step. I'm using a drill press because I have one, but you could use just a hand drill. I just make sure that it is as square as possible. So maybe use a speed square or something to make sure it's as square, at least this way. It doesn't really matter so much this way. I'm going to drill 3 holes on the edge, 2 on one side, and then I'm going to flip it over and do 1 right in the middle on the other side. And all I'm going to do is make sure that the holes are offset, so they're all offset to the same side no matter what side you're going on. And I'm just going to drill 2 here and then 1 directly in the center. The center, I'm actually going to measure to make sure it is the center because it's important. I picked a drill bit that is large enough for my alignment rods to fit into, so that's also important. Halfway of 18 is 9. And that's it for that portion. So now I'm back on the ground because my bench is, again, taken up with a whole bunch of stupid stuff. Just to let you know, the drill bit size that is good for mine looks like 5/16. I'm using a hand drill now because I'm gonna, my drill press didn't make these as deep as I wanted to, so I'm gonna make them a little bit deeper. And then I'm gonna flip it to this side right here, and I'm gonna drill 3 different holes. One at 45 degrees going in this way, one at 75 degrees going this way, one at 20 degrees somewhere right here going that way. So I'm gonna grab my speed square so I can get somewhat accurate. So I'm just gonna do my speed square. It doesn't have to be super accurate, so I'm just gonna start it here and then get it to about 45 degrees. And this side, about 75 degrees. So I'm gonna use my speed square this way. Maybe more like, maybe like 65 degrees. So we're gonna, and again, one more at like 20 degrees. And we want it really shallow. I'm gonna say 20 degrees, really good. So we're gonna go like right here. And like that, the board is done. Our training aid is done. Let's see what it can do. All right, I'm now in the range of my ultimate golf training facility, which just consists of a mat and a net. Again, if you wanted to go watch how I put this together, the link is going to be in the description and probably at the end card. So go ahead and watch that. But what can these 2 things do for you that is so versatile? So many different ways you can use this. And it's literally a piece of wood and 2 alignment rods. Like I said, you could probably get them under $5, for sure under $7 at locally to do all this. So let's get into that. One of the issues that I have is getting set up correctly, especially with my feet and ball position. And this is gonna help a lot with that. We made it a specific width on purpose. So when I put this down, it will automatically put me at the right width. I am usually really narrow when it comes to my stance. And that leads to me swaying and then swaying back and getting way across the ball. And so what this is gonna help me do is, one, give me a good stance every time. I just put it right in between my feet. I can hit balls like this. It gets me more comfortable over the ball with this stance width, and it gets me more used to and accustomed of getting this stance width. The other thing that it can do for me, and I got a tee in my pocket, is if I put a tee in the center hole right here, it gives me a reference point of where center is in my stance. I don't know about you guys, but when I am standing over the ball, right now I'm looking at this and this looks like way behind me. It doesn't look like the center of my stance. It looks like it's behind me because I'm left eye dominant. And so this is gonna help me put the ball in the same spot every time so the ball position is not an issue. Now that I have it with my positioning, so it's got my stance width and it has where the ball's supposed to be. Not only does it do that, but I recently was looking at the down under board. I don't know if anybody's heard of the down under board. I'm gonna link a video or somebody reviewing the down under board. I've never used it, but what it does is it's a board that you put in between your feet just like this. It's a plastic board that they made. That one's adjustable, but I don't really care about that. And what you do is you're supposed to squeeze the board with your feet. And what that does is allow you to stay more connected with your swing and cover the ball more without any sway and hit a better impact. And so what you're supposed to be doing is squeezing when you're swinging that board together, and it's supposed to keep you more connected. It's supposed to have you turn better, supposed to let you cover the ball better without the sway. And so that is what I'm going to use it for in this case. So I know this is just a 2x4 that I drilled some holes in for alignment and a little bit of a feeling to get when I'm swinging, but it also is great for a lot of other things. A lot of people put this just outside their ball, just like this, because they heel the ball, they shank it. And so what this does is it brings a little bit of an obstacle in. So if you're coming into the ball and you're going to heel it, your club will hit that piece of wood. And so it's like an obstacle for you to avoid. Another thing that I've seen a lot online is they'll put it as a takeaway. So they'll put this behind the ball, and to get that one piece takeaway, they're supposed to push that board back. And so you just do that like 100 times where you just go like this, and you push that board back, and that is how you're supposed to do the takeaway. Another thing you can do with this is stand it up just outside your trail heel or lead heel. And if you sway a lot, you're supposed to try to miss this board. So if you sway a lot, you'll hit the board and it will come down. Again, if you slide into the shot and you just put this just outside your heel, If you're sliding into the shot, you'll hit the board when you slide. And so it's just a tactile feedback. You might think that's just it, and it's not just it. I have other holes that we haven't used yet. I have these 2 holes in the front here. This right here, when you put it like this, you have an alignment aid for aiming. So you'll put this on the ground. You'll put this on the ground just like this, and then you have 2 parallel lines that you can put your ball on one side and your feet on another, and you'll know that you're swinging towards your target every time. Your alignment is always going to be great with this because you have a pointing towards your target and then one for your feet, and it's always going to be where your target is, and you don't even have to guess. There's actually another purpose of why I made this, and it's because I made this garage right here, and it's these holes up at the top here. This is so I can put my alignment rod on the ground and have it stick out like I was sticking it into the ground at the range. This is actually good for if you have an indoor facility like I do, or if you're at a range with only mats and you don't have anything to stick on, you can use this to act like you're sticking it into the ground. So let me show you what that looks like. So again, I don't really have a spot for me to stick this in. So I made this board. If I stick this in like this, I have a barrier or a rod to where I can have that tactile feedback. I could make sure that I am putting it behind me and make sure that my hands are underneath the plane. I made 3 different holes because the other thing I was thinking about with this is not everybody has an app like I do where I have a coaching app where you can draw a line. So you could actually draw your swing plane and have the swing plane inside your golf shot, so you know that if you're over plane, or if you're way under plane, or if you're right on plane. A lot of you are slicers, and so I made another hole where it's super low, and you can make as many holes on this board as you possibly want for different angles, different sizes, whatever fits your need, but a lot of people go over the top. So what happens is if you use it like this, you'll come over the top and then you'll hit the alignment rod. Well, if you come from the inside, you will miss the alignment rod. And that's another use for this. And this is one of the main reasons I used it, because I can't stick my alignment rods inside my concrete floor. Who knew a piece of wood and 2 alignment rods could do so much? I know I'm going to be using this in my Ultimate Golf Garage facility, or my Project Golf Garage. Hopefully you guys found value in this video, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing and maybe sharing it with a friend. And if you want to see how I put together my Project Golf Garage, go ahead and click this video right here. It shows me doing the process of cleaning out this garage and putting everything together and the goals that I have for this winter. So until next time, make your golf your project.